All right, how's it going, bro?
It's doing good. Had some good breakfast this morning. Ready to rock today.
Nice, man. What'd you eat?
Oh, I had some eggs and bacon. Classic. Easy to make too. Only takes a couple.
Yeah, I've been trying to get into cooking myself, um, but I'm not very good at it, so
Oh,
it's kind
sure.
of like,
At least
I don't know, my roommate does it a lot. He's kind of inspired me.
that's always good. You said you moved into a new place recently, right?
Yeah, yeah, I just got this is my new apartment now. It's
Nice.
um it's pretty close to the U and it's in Dinky Town, so I'm always finding somewhere cool to go.
Yep, I'm right in Como. I know how that game is. It's so much fun being
Oh,
down.
nice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. So you're like you're right next to me then. Yeah.
Yep. Just on the north side there. It's a nice little area to go. Like Como Tap's always fun. There's some good restaurants around too. But yeah, when I found moving out for the first time, I was like, this is my chance to really cook. Like I took foods in high school, best class I've ever taken in my life. Like I really like have all the basics. So it's fun to do it more. It's good for your body too.
No, I've also been trying to eat a lot healthier because
Yeah.
you know what they say in college you gain a couple pounds too anyway. So
Yep. That's definitely true. Happened to me.
but yeah, do you want to start talking about like the band and stuff too?
Absolutely.
Cool. So like how did you like first like start um getting into guitar? Like what inspired you to play guitar?
Yeah, so I've been a musician since I was like 12. I'm actually like a classically trained like orchestral musician. I play viola. Like that's my main
Oh wow.
instrument. Yep, I've been doing that forever and ever and ever. I started playing guitar. Actually, I started playing bass guitar first of all in eighth grade. One of my good friends was in the band. He was a saxophone player, and he was like, "Hey, I also play guitar. I have a couple friends. We need a bass player." And I was like, "You know what? It's got four strings. A viola has four strings. How hard could it be?" So I
Yeah.
started doing that. I took lessons for that for about a year. Loved it. I mean, my mom is a huge rock and roll person. She loves Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, like Snake, those early 80s rock bands. So I was like, that was always like an element in my life that I was like, this is cool. Like my mom likes this. It's cool. Um, so I started playing bass in that band for a little while. It was never serious. We were just doing covers, like all that fun stuff. Then when I was like 15, I got a guitar for free and I really started playing it all the time. Loved it. And then I just kept playing, kept playing, kept playing. Went to college for the first time, dropped out, started this band, and have just been playing it a lot more ever since then.
That's cool. And so are you back in college now?
Yeah, I am. I'm 24, but I'm a freshman at the U. I'm going for music as well. I went to a school in Chicago when I just graduated high school. That was in like 2019, 2020. COVID hit. Everything just went to shit. And I was like, this is not working. So I dropped out and moved home. It was, yeah. I worked
Yeah.
for 2 years, got my money up, reduced my funny up, got more serious, and then yeah, here I am.
That's cool. And what about like punk or like alternative rock like appeals to you the most? Or do you just kind of like write songs and then they kind of just come out as like alt rock punk sort of vibe?
It's definitely a bit of both. I've something about alternative music I've just always listened to. I've never been, I remember being like, a very like young kid. My sister would really love listening to like KDWB on the radio, like Justin Bieber, and I was like, this kind of sucks. Like, no shame, like if you like it,
Yeah, yeah,
cool. But like that was just
yeah,
never me. Like I was always on like my mom's old vinyls, the CDs. Like back in the day, it was 3 Days Grace and like
yeah, yeah,
all those like alternative bands that it was so like emotionally impactful. I was always like kind of a dramatic kid. So like I really loved like the how powerful it all was. Like that's really what spoke to me the most about it. I think alternative music also sounds the most like classical music too. I mean, there's obviously a really big parallel between metal and classical with like the
yeah,
songwriting structures, the form, and the theory behind them. But I mean, you listen to like a late romantic piece and it's emo music. It's the same setup, just a different instrument. So
yeah.
like it was a natural bridge from classical to alternative for me.
Do you like Beethoven or Bach or like Jobim or like any of those
I do.
any of that stuff?
The Dead White Guys are in a specific category for me. They're all pretty good. I do like more contemporary music and like my favorite era for classical is late romantic. So that's like Chopin, that's like Tchaikovsky.
Yeah,
Tchaikovsky,
Tchaikovsky.
great. He's gay. He's so awesome. I love him so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, a lot of those like late contemporary artists and also like um early jazz, like a lot of those black musicians were doing really, really cool things. I'm trying to think, like Louis Armstrong, of course, but there's like a whole list of others that,
John Coltrane.
yes, yeah, they pioneered
Yes.
so many different musical styles in that one era. It was really like a renaissance.
So so how do you like write a song? Because I
Oh,
noticed that I listened to all four of your singles, um,
thanks.
which I love, by the way. They're just as great as when I went to go see you guys play. But like what is this, do you or like somebody else like have like a riff and then you bring it to the band, or do you kind of just go to band practice and you jam until you figure it out?
Yeah, we've tried a bunch of different strategies. Usually, what ends up being the most productive I found for this band, someone will write something and it's usually incomplete. It's usually like one section, like just a chorus, just a verse. Bring it to practice. Usually, I'll sit down with like just the drummer first. If it's one of my songs, I'll write with just the drummer first. We'll be like, okay, this is kind of the feel. This is kind of the idea behind it. This is like the mood this riff gives me. Like I wrote one recently that was kind of like an emo violence song. It's like we kind of like do different categories when we first start. So you have the vibe, you have the drums, and then from there on we start building harmonies and bass lines off of that. So basically it's like if the riff is here, then you build the drums here, it's the same plane. You can build harmonies and then you build the bass line below it. That's kind of how I look at the like the structure of it. Um, but it can go a lot of different ways. Like we've come up with some of our favorite songs just, messing around as a band. There's a lot to be said about getting four creative people together in the same room and just seeing what happens.
I agree. No, I agree. I love being in a band, and it's definitely cool to have like, you can come up with like, I'm sure as a guitarist, like you come up with like two or three parts sometimes, and you're like, oh, this is great. But then, the other guitarists in your band, I'm sure, might come up with something like, and it just meshes better, than you would have thought. And
I hear you.
it's
And
like,
it's challenging too because sometimes, someone has something and it's not quite the mood you envision. So it's like it's a tough thing to work out that balance and not be like an asshole,
yeah.
like hey, I'm sorry, man, like could you change this part a little bit? And I love when people do that to me too because it also helps funnel my creativity. It's like if you have a parameter you want me to play in, it makes my brain work harder. So like I love when people get specific. I love when people have really ideas that they want to nail down and they want me to execute a certain way. That's like my favorite thing ever.
So how did you get into singing then? So you said you played like viola. When
Yeah.
did you start singing?
I like not at all ever really. I was never a singer. I'd never liked the sound of my own voice. Originally when we started the band, the other guitar player Nam, he did all the singing, and in the stuff on Spotify, he's doing the majority of the singing as well. I sing the chorus on Warehouse because I have like a screamed vocal that I really like to do. Um, that basically just kind of happened one day. Like we were like writing a harder core song, and I was like, "Can I try screaming on this?" And then like all the guys like loved it so much. And that's become one of the like centerpieces of our sound with the stuff we've been writing recently. I think I've sang or screamed on probably like 90% of our new music is like mostly me. And that's kind of the direction this band is going towards. Like the earlier stuff is really great, but our newer stuff is like it's different. It's different for sure. And that comes
I
from
also know, sorry.
and I was just saying that comes from the vocal style at the end of the day. But what
Oh,
were you saying?
yeah. I did tell you that I liked your vocal fries.
That's right.
And yeah. And so do you like do vocal warm-ups, or do you kind of just feel it and you just do it?
I do warm up. It's super important. When we first started doing shows, I would and I was doing screaming, I would lose my voice after every show. And that's
Yeah.
so not good. Like you cannot sustain that for a long time. So I ended up doing, there's this 10-minute video on YouTube I do every before every show. It's like the cheesiest shit. It's like, mommy made me mash my M&Ms. So I do that
Yeah.
once, and then I do it again just for the first couple times. And instead of singing like do re mi fa sol fa mi re do, I'll scream it a couple times just to get the pitch worked out in my throat, and then I'll do some like sibilances. Like the scream for me all starts with like the sound. So if you do that, you can kind of like push it more and more and more, push it, see how you're doing that day, and then as long as you don't overdo it, I'm usually good for the show. And I've been healthier afterwards too. I haven't lost my voice in like a year.
That's great.
Yeah.
I used to, when I was in my last band, I used to scream a lot too.
Yeah.
and I couldn't sing for about a year. Yeah, it was
Oh,
really bad. And just as of recently, I've finally started to be able to kind of project my voice again.
hmm.
And it's you're right. It definitely it takes a toll on you. And you look at people like Lane Staley, I guess, maybe
Sure.
who does a lot of screaming. And by the end of Alice in Chains, he's started to deteriorate a little bit. And then
Big
you
time.
look at people like Corey Taylor, who can do it for hours in Slipknot,
Wow.
and he's
Yep.
been doing it for 20 years.
Corey Taylor is so impressive to me, man. He has such a great understanding of that scream, and also he's a great fundamental singer. Like he's always so on key, so in tune. Another example, like Vic Fuentes or Kellen Quinn from Sleeping with Sirens or Pierce the Veil. Those guys have such high voices. They sing so beautifully, so complexly, but then they're also doing those screams at the same time. Like that's really like that's like the pinnacle of emo to me. Those two bands right there. They really know what's up.
And so do you try to replicate like their sound, or do you try to go for like your own thing?
I think the scream I base mine off the most is Ned Russin from Title Fight. He
Yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
the same kind of vocal register in a way, so it really makes it easier for me to kind of copy his technique. And so it's like it's a healthy way to sing because he was singing in that band for a long time, and it's a very intense scream. That's kind of where my fry originates from, and a lot of what we cover as well.
Yeah, did you play a Title Fight cover at your
At
show?
Music Club, I think we did 27 by Title Fight.
Yeah. I was trying to remember. I was like pretty sure this is a Title Fight song,
Oh
but I
yeah.
wasn't too sure. So does the whole band, are they also like really into like emo punk? Um, like are their roots rooted there as well? Because I mean, you were talking about like hair metal, I guess, and stuff like that, and
Totally.
like jazz. Are they the same way?
Everyone's pretty different. I think Nam, the other singer guitar player, he was like raised with pop music. Like that was his thing. Like he loved for the longest time like just like normal pop bands. And then high school came around. I mean, I've known him since we were like 12. So high school came around, I started listening to more alternative music. I kind of put him onto like the local band scene. We both really love like Grandma and Heart to Gold. Those bands we've been listening to for like 10 years or more. Like they're huge inspirations in the scene for us. That was kind of his like he has such a unique introduction to alternative music because his introduction was with local bands. It wasn't like those big alternative groups. He's still not super into like any big alternative group. Like we always make fun of him in the group for how little he knows about like the classics. Like if you said Lane Staley to him, he'd be like, "Who?" Like it's a miracle he knows Kurt Cobain. Like it's so funny.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the other two guys, the bassist and drummer, Tang and Matthias, they love like slam hardcore and like groups like Drain or Speed, like really like the hardcore dropped G tunings, like really slam in your face. Matthias also does really love emo music, and so does Tang, but that their root is like hardcore music and then like Midwest emo, like American football, different alternate tuning
yeah.
groups, really like twinkly emo kind of stuff.
I really want to ask you about. It's funny because on Apple Music it says that it's the least played song of yours, but it's my favorite. Waste of Space.
Oh
It's
yeah,
also your shortest song. Um,
totally.
only a minute and 50 seconds, I think.
Hmm.
And so like I wanted to ask you about the lyrics. I'm not sure if you wrote the lyrics or if Nam wrote the lyrics, but in the chorus, um, you say "crash my car." Is that kind of like is that is that a metaphor for something?
Nam wrote those lyrics a while ago. That's one of our oldest songs, actually. Fun fact. That one
Oh wow.
predates this lineup. We used to have a different lineup, and that was kind of like that was one of the first hardcore songs we wrote, and I was really stoked about that one. I had written the riff, Nam had written the lyrics. Crash the car, crash the car. I was in a car crash when I was younger, and that's something we talked about too. I actually might have written those lyrics. It's been a long time, but yeah,
Yeah.
that song is super unique. The chorus doesn't rhyme, which I thought was really cool. It's kind of like a chanty, really inclusive song. We haven't played it live in a while, but I was actually talking about bringing it back because it does fit with our newer sound. Um,
Do it.
yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's a classic. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, no, it's really great. And Matthias, when I was talking to Matthias, actually, he was telling me that yeah, you guys used to have a different bassist and drummer.
That's
Is
right.
that right?
That's right. Yeah, two
What
guys.
what happened there?
So those guys didn't really like take it very seriously. They were in the band. We started it like right after I got home from school the first time. So it was like COVID era. We were all shut in. They had never played any instruments before in their whole life. So Josh, our drummer, he brought an E-kit, and Sam, the bass player, his older brother had a bass, so he was just using that. And we were just kind of like messing around, having fun. Then Nam and I got to a point where we were like, hey, like we want to start doing shows like all the time. Like we want to really like do this band thing and like try to go on tour and like try to do everything we can possible and spend a bunch of money on like studio recordings and instruments and gear and stuff like that. And they were like, that doesn't sound like fun. So actually at our first ever week-long weekend show, we played the Garage in Burnsville and we were on the same bill as us. There's this band called What? And that was the band Tang and Matthias were in. So we actually met.
Oh, cool.
We were playing the same show. After the fact, Tang and Matthias joined the band, and then Josh and Sam left the band because they were like, all right, like that show was cool. That's all we really wanted out of the band. Like, we're done. And then those guys joined in, and then we were all on the same page. We were like, let's book shows, let's get in touch with big bands, let's do everything we can to be like successful as musicians. And it all kind of went off from there.
How long ago was that?
That was 2 years ago. That was December. Well, the show was October 2024 already. Wow.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, 2 years ago.
So is so are your bassist and drummer now on the recordings you put out in 2024? Because I noticed you haven't released in about a year.
Yes, everything that's on Spotify is the current lineup. Some of the songs were
Okay,
written
cool.
before, like Contemplate Need and Waste of Space and Stars Hollow. All those four were written with the old lineup. Warehouse was the only one that was like everybody knew had written that song only. And so then
Interesting.
our next release is gonna be in June. It's 5 songs, and that's all, of course, new and refreshed. And then there's gonna be a single after that, and then an album eventually.
Nice. When do you plan on trying to get the album out?
Probably sometime in 2027. We have about half of it written right now. It's just a matter of finding the right studio and also just like getting a bunch of stuff done. Of course, with booking shows and going on tour, there's a lot that happens simultaneously. But we just got a bunch of new microphones that I'm so excited to use. So we're gonna start doing like home demo recordings and then pre-production and working our way up from there.
That's awesome, man. No,
Yeah.
my band that I was in it was kind of the same way. My drummer and the other guitarist that was in the band, they'd never played an instrument before they were in the band. So
Okay.
the drummer got an E-kit and the guitarist just bought a guitar. And then we were a band for like probably 2 or 3 years until March. Because I was like, I want to start playing shows all the time, like you were saying. And they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
like, we're not really, that's not what we really want to do. So I kind of get the dynamic, you know.
The difference in mindset and like commitment to the band, obviously. Like, if you have something you really want to get done and you have that passion and someone else doesn't have it, it's hard. I've been there. Like, I know how that feels. But it's exciting that you really chase your passion down. That's really good for you.
Thank you. No, that's what I was gonna say to you guys too, is like it's cool that you're going back to school and you're doing the band thing and you're doing this with me. It's kind of like it's like just getting yourself out there, and
Big time.
like it's it's hard to do that though, because at least for me, the way I think about it is like, oh, I think some of my songs are really cool, but I'm really scared what these people are gonna think about me, because it's kind of like art is like an extension of yourself.
Absolutely.
It's not actually you. And
Mhm.
so when people judge your art, they're mostly judging you because they don't understand that. And it's harder to take in constructive criticism, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's an interesting game to play because obviously going to a show and say I watched your band play and I hadn't met you before. I wouldn't know you. I would just know your music, right? So that's the only
Yeah.
thing I have to go off of. So it's an interesting dynamic to work with. I think what I found to be the most conducive for success in terms of confidence is being so uniquely yourself and really, I mean, it sounds so easy to say, but like just embracing it. Like if you think it's cool, that's good enough for me. And if you think it's cool, that will transfer on stage 100% of the time. Like people respond so easily to confidence that even if you're faking it, it doesn't matter. Like I've played shows I've been so nervous for. I've played brand new songs. I'm like, I really don't think this is very good. I'm super critical of myself. You can ask my partner, you can ask anyone in the band. Like I am so critical of everything all the time. And I think that's a strength at the end of the day. If you can be critical at the end of the day, if you have something you've been critical of for a process of time, you know that's going to be a good product. You know that you've put yourself into that, and that's just what it is. It's art, like you said. So it's a balance of things. It's a process, but I think Minneapolis especially is such a great city to start out in as a musician because everyone is so welcoming. Everyone is so
That's
welcoming. It's
true.
insane. Like I'm booking a tour right now in June, 16 days, 12 cities, and I am astonished by how unwelcoming some people are. Like I'm like, this would never happen in Minneapolis. Like in Chicago, I got
Mm.
turned down at a bar that we would play any day of the week in Minneapolis. Like it would not be a problem. And this guy was like, "Yeah, I don't think you guys could hack it." I'm like, "Dude, all right. Like whatever you say, it's your
Bro.
bar, but I know we would slam
Yeah.
this place." Like and I know that because I've done it. Like that's my experience. But yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole game.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to like talk to you and like about like music and like life and stuff is because like I did not just because like the music itself was good, but because you guys like like had this crazy energy. Like it was like I don't know, it was a really like weird, like surreal like night kind of being in that little club, like just hanging out,
So
listening to your guys' music. And I don't know. I don't know, like I think it's crazy that someone would, turn you guys down, in my opinion. But and like I told you, you guys um I don't know. I had Stars Hollow and Waste of Space on replay for like 2 whole weeks
oh
after I
man,
saw you guys.
that's where all those numbers came from. Jeez.
Yeah, but
Oh,
no, no, I genuinely think you guys are really great.
thank you. That whole music club show was really fun. We had a great time there. When Babe Haven, or we got the offer from the staff at Whole offering for us to open it for Babe Haven, we were stoked. That's the biggest band we've ever opened for by far. And we were like, okay, like it's been 2 years. This is a great first opportunity at this, but let's try to keep that ball rolling. Like we have this EP coming out. We have this whole social media campaign like in the works right now. We're gonna get on the Reels game. I fucking, it's so impossible to like do that and not hate myself for it. But you
Yeah,
know what every
yeah,
band has to do. So we're gonna try to do it in an original way. I don't want to be like POV. You're at a week-long weekend show. Like that just it makes my skin crawl. Like I can't do that
yeah.
stuff. But we're gonna try to do it our way, which I'm really excited about. And then if we get some numbers going, we're gonna try to open for bigger bands as they come through town, get in touch with promoters. That's kind of our step for 2026. I just made a whole spreadsheet this morning, but like if we get those numbers in, we're good to play for like 7th Street entry, good to play Turf Club when larger bands come through town. I want those promoters to think of us when they want to book bands. So that's like our next step.
Totally. And so you said you had like a tour. Like what? How many different cities are you going to?
Yeah, I can look at my list right now, actually.
Yeah,
It is 16 days total. We have a bunch of days in there for rest because you can't just play shows, or at least I can't, not yet. But
yeah.
we're doing one, two, oh wait, yeah. We're doing Rochester, Iowa City, Chicago, Milwaukee, taking some rest days. We're doing Indianapolis, Michigan, Cleveland, Pennsylvania, New York. Then on our way back, we're gonna do Columbus, Indianapolis, and Chicago, and then we'll be home.
Dude, that's fucking sick, dude.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
So have you been to like all of those places, or is it going to be your first time going there?
So, weird fun fact. The first ever week-long weekend show was in Rhode Island.
What?
Yeah, it's super random. My old boss at my old sales job that I worked at like a long time ago, he had this friend that was in Rhode Island. He's like, he's throwing this big 4th of July party. He wants a band, and I know a band. You guys want to come play? And we were like 19, and we were like, yeah, like let's just fucking go play, like whatever. So we got ready for this gig. We played it. It was super fun, super great. So that's the only like out east experience we've had. We drove 20 hours there, 20 hours back. Otherwise, this group has been to Milwaukee and Chicago, twice. We've played house shows in Milwaukee. We did a festival in Milwaukee, and then we did Chicago. No, Chicago was only once. Milwaukee was twice. But each time we've had a really great time. The local bands in the Midwest are still really welcoming. The Milwaukee music scene is like super friendly, like just like Minneapolis. Everyone's really welcoming. It's a smaller, tighter knit community, but again, there anyone that comes through town, they're so nice too. But otherwise, out east is like totally unknown territory for us, and we're really excited to get out there and make friends.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Do you actually like any of like the 80s like are you inspired by like the Replacements or like Husker Du?
I don't listen to a ton of those guys. I really don't. I should. I mean, I haven't heard any of those songs that I haven't liked, but it's just not on my playlist.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. It's a little weird because to see like how punk overall has like evolved from like the 70s, I think is when it started and to now. Because I think I don't know, there's a lot of stuff on the radio or that Spotify or Apple Music will recommend to me that seems very corporate, I guess is the right word.
Yes.
Um
That's so true. It's when people started to realize that this stuff will sell. So all of a sudden they'll get studio mus or session musicians in the studio, and there would be a bunch of money behind the production, and you can tell, you can hear it. It's like, oh, this sounds corporate. This sounds produced. This sounds like mass produced, you know. When these bands were recording their music with like six mics and like a hope and a prayer, like that was
yeah.
it. And that you can tell in the audio and the recording, like, yeah.
And it
Uh,
kind of defeats the purpose of punk music, which is
it's,
anti-agenda, you know,
yeah, big time.
and like anti like authoritarianism and stuff.
Yeah, post-hardcore is in a better spot now than just like straight up punk. Like there's a lot of like screamo bands that are conveying really like powerful messages about anti-establishmentism, like anti-capitalist, you know, messages that are they're valuable and they sound authentic when you hear the recordings. Like bands like Train Breaks Down or like there's even older bands like oh my God, I'm so bad. Marquette, I think, is the name of the band. Like um, I Hate Sex is a really good one. There's like
Yeah.
a bunch of these like bands that
Yeah.
convey really powerful messages that are so relatable because they've lived these experiences so they can tell the truthful story.
Yeah. Are you guys tr in the new album trying to maybe not convey political message, but try to other convey what's is there going to be like an overall theme?
Um, yes, there always is. I feel like I have a hard time writing about stuff that I haven't personally lived through. Like I read a quote one time long ago that was it said write what you know. It seems so obvious, but like whenever I do write, it tends to be either like a dramatization of something I've lived through or just like my honest truth. Like um actually speaking of lyrics, a writing technique I like to do is I'll put a movie on, I'll turn all the sound off, and then I'll try to write what I think they're talking about in like a poetic way. You know what I mean? So
That's
that's
so cool.
oh, thank you. That's stuff I'll try to do to like boost creativity and like get the gears flowing. But in terms of like themes, it's usually about like addiction or like self-improvement or like things I felt like I've done wrong or could do better. And that's a box I've been trying to break out of for a really long time because that is what I know. But there's now that our band's platform is expanding, there's more relevant things to talk about. And I think that's something I want to really try to incorporate in this next album.
That's awesome. Is and you said there's going to be 5 songs?
Five on this EP, and then the album will be like eight or nine, I think.
Nice. Do you are they all new or some of them older?
I think the oldest song on the EP that's coming out is about a year old. The newest one is like 3 months old. So it
Nice.
just happens, you know.
How long?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was going to ask how long it usually takes to record a song.
Oh my gosh. We've actually been doing demos and recording this whole year since January of 25. Um, the guy we were working with turned out to be a total dirtbag and had allegations, and it was like this whole thing. So we cut ties with him, and we're redoing like the whole record pretty much, which sucks, but I think it's for the better. We're working with Abe Anderson, who has played drums for Thank You, I'm Sorry, Keep for Cheap. He was in this emo band from Minneapolis called Nice, which broke up a while ago, but they're really fucking cool. And I'm really excited to work with this guy. He's like a scene like staple. Like bands like 12th House Sun are recording with him. Bands like Berserker are recording with him. He's like the guy. So I'm excited to meet him and work with him.
That's cool. Do you, so is he's the producer?
Yes, he'll be producing and recording.
And are you guys going to mix and master it?
No, hell no. I'm not good at that stuff. He'll do the mixing, and usually I've heard it's not so great to have someone do the mix and the master. Usually
Yeah.
want to do your master with a fresh set of ears, so we're gonna use Alec Ness. He's done mastering for She's Green, and a ton of other local bands.
Yeah. No, I kind of, do you like sitting like do you ever sit at the console and like try to do it yourself or and
Yep.
your computer?
I run Logic off my laptop. I do a lot of at-home recording. The only thing that gets to me is drums. It's so
Yeah.
hard to mix and record live drums. Everything else is totally fine. I can do anything else. Yeah, I'm really great with tone. I have a good ear for like amps, stuff like that. Drums, I've always been a mystery. I can't play drums, can't record drums. I need someone else to do that. So
Yeah.
it's where Abe's gonna come in handy as a drummer as well.
I no, I agree. I think definitely mixing drums is really hard. Um and I can sit at my computer like for like 10 hours like trying to get like the perfect tone. I'm such a nerd about it, or like on my pedal board too.
Yep, yep.
Um and I think that also stems from like perfectionism, but the perfectionism comes from trying to perfectly convey the emotion that you want, you know?
Big time. Tone has a huge hand in that. And something we say in the band a lot is like chasing the tone dragon. Like you're never gonna get fully there. That's like that perfectionist thing. But it's always important to have like a reference to like something I really don't like in my band is sounding overproduced, like kind of what we were talking about before with those mass-produced punk bands. I hate that sound. So a part of this band has to remain gritty, and that comes from tube amps. That comes from, cranking up the volume a little bit louder than it should be, stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. What oh I want to ask you about your guitar too. What kind of guitar do you use? What are your pedals? Like what amps?
Totally. I run an American Pro 2 Jazz Master. Nicest guitar I've ever owned. I pay it off monthly so I can actually afford it. Actually, I think next month it'll be fully paid off. So I'm super
Nice.
about that. I run an orange Rocker 30 tube amp. It's 100 watts. It's loud as fuck. I'm looking at replacing it soon. It's had some technical issues. Pretty frequently. It's been kind of annoying, but I'm looking to get like a head and a cab. I'm still gonna rock orange. I love their breakup. I love how the distortion sounds. My pedal board, it's fairly slipped back. I run a tuner first of all, then a Zvex fuzz probe. That gives me really crazy distortion. That's like my loudest, craziest sound. When I have that pedal on and I don't play any strings, it gives this like massive feedback. That's like kind of like mayonnaise, Smashing Pumpkins-esque, like a whistle.
Yeah.
Think of. Then after that, I run a OCD clone. It's it's I don't like the brand OCD because the owner, I forget his name, but he's like a douchebag. So I got a custom built one for my friend that's like sounds just like it. It's like the classic distortion. Then I run a Plumes, Earthquaker Plumes. That's like my boost pedal. It's a pretty solid distortion pedal by itself, but I only use that as a boost for the OCD because I like the OCD's tone better. So it's just like OCD, louder OCD.
Yeah.
Um, then I've been running a Rat. I took it off because I didn't really like it. It's a great pedal by itself, but with everything else I have running, it just wasn't so great. So I'm gonna replace that with a fuzz reverb for shoegaze tones eventually. Top right is I think my first reverb, I run an Ocean's 11. Don't really like that pedal that much either. My Hall of Fame Reverb 2 broke, and so I went to Guitar Center and just bought like another reverb. That was what I had. I'm gonna replace it soon, but it's fine. It's a good reverb pedal. And I
Yeah.
have a delay. I run the Electro Harmonix Canyon. It's a really functional pedal. It has like 10 different delays in a loop. I got it because it was a delay and loop. I like playing with loops, so it's fun.
Me too.
Yeah, it's always good. It has a solid tape delay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's my delay, so I'm not gonna whatever replace it yet. And then my friend, the bass player in my band Tang, got me this. Oh, it's actually his. I'm borrowing it, but it's what is it called? A Strymon. not the Blue Sky, but the other one. It's just like a huge sounding reverb. So I use it for like shoegaze parts. I use it for blown out solos that have like really like loud stadium sounding reverb kind of thing.
Are all of those analog or are any of them digital?
I think my wet effects are all digital. OCD is analog, Rat's analog, I think. I don't really know that very well. I think my distortions are analog, reverb is digital.
I was when you were talking about the Rat not sounding great with everything else.
Mhm.
I asked for a Rat Pro 2 for Christmas and I got it. I was so excited to use it. I ran it through my Boss Katana.
Yes.
Um yeah, and I love that thing. It's great. And I play it's in the case, but I play a 335 with the diamond F holes.
Oh, sick. Yeah, Logan from Gamma
Yeah.
has one. Those things are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. There's something about them that just like they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, this sounds really great. And then I have this really shitty Zoom Effects multi effects pedal. It's a little
Ooh.
dusty. I haven't used it in a while.
Oh,
But
sure.
it's um it's like got like a drum machine on here, a looper pedal, and
Is
it's
that like
like
the,
got
like the pocket operator thing? I think I've seen those around.
kind of, yeah.
Like a
It's like,
sequence.
yeah, it's got like distortion and like delay and like chorus pitch shifter, like whatever you want in there.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it the Rat next to it just but separately they both sound great, you know? So
Okay.
it's kind of hard for me to I've only ever played one live show, but if I were to play another, I would like spend hours like deciding which one would I really use my amp in the Rat or the multi effects pedal.
It's a tough game to play, like which gear when, especially it depends on the room size. Like there's so many factors involved. EQ is such a painful thing to learn about, but once you do learn it, it'll help you out so much. Honestly, I would recommend getting an EQ pedal like pretty soon, either like a 7 band or like a 10 band. It's like $100. And that way you can really sculpt out what frequencies you like and don't like.
Do you usually cut off some of the high end?
I have my high end kind of boosted. I play like in the band, I'm like a hybrid lead, and where Nam is like a hybrid rhythm. So my high is higher than his. So he's scooped, I'm boosted, not by much, just by like a little bit. My high mids are forward, his are back. My low mids are back, his are high. So we're kind of like, since we have two guitars and we play a lot of the same parts, we have to be super connected like puzzle pieces. Where he's scooped, I have to be
Yeah.
boosted. Where I'm boosted, he has to be scooped. Otherwise, it won't sound good.
Yeah. And there's actually a science behind that stuff too. Is that what you're going to school for? Or are you doing like theory and like composition?
So I'm a music education major. My goal with school is to network like crazy, be in the band as much as I can, and walk out of it with a teaching license. So that way, if the band,
Nice.
for instance, doesn't work out because it's hard to be a musician, I can still get a job at a school, do music forever, and then in the summer I can still tour. So
That's awesome.
yeah, that's
I
kind
want to
of
go to school. Sorry, what?
that's my goal right now. But what are you
Oh
going
yeah.
to?
I want to go to school at Hennepin County Tech for audio engineering in the
Yes.
fall.
Yep, that's
But
perfect.
it's I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do it this year. Because I've already taken it would be 2 gap years now. But I don't know if I don't know. But yeah, audio engineering is cool because like I was saying earlier, like I could spend like hours at my computer like mixing and mastering and recording and
Yeah.
um you can do like a lot of stuff with it.
Chase your fucking passion, bro. I respect the hell out of that. I took 6 gap years, so fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
there's never any like deadline. That's something I realized. Like, I'm 24 and I'm doing this shit. Everyone in my class is 18. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care at all. I'm there. Like,
Yeah.
something I struggled with in my life is being really competitive, and that stems from the fact I've been a classically trained musician in my section for being a viola, everyone was battling to be the first chair. That was everyone's goal always. Like I have to be better than the person next to me. I have to move up in the ranks. And when I got to playing as a local musician, that was my mindset at first. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be better than this band. I'm gonna be better than this band. That is not what it's about. Like it is like straight up
Yeah.
not the case. Like it is so important to just be yourself and like chase your own bag and chase your own dreams. And that's what'll get you further. But I actually know an engineer who went to Hennepin Tech and loved it. His name is Sam Licari. He graduated from there. He's like 10 years older than me. He's really old, but I
Oh,
should,
wow.
but he's older than me. But he's super
Yeah.
experienced. He runs Sweet Tea Studios out of Ramsey. He's actually who we recorded with for all the stuff that's on Spotify. Really great guy. He does like reggae music in his own time. Super sweet guy. Love him. Love him to death. Um, but yeah, Hennepin Tech's a great spot. I mean, if you're really trying to be like in the local scene, everybody wants to be friends with the sound engineer too. So like that's a
Yeah.
useful thing to do, and you'll be appreciated.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I definitely, and you know what you were saying about like not giving a fuck about what people think is definitely it's definitely a punk mindset.
True.
And I think, you know, like I said, it directly translates well to the band. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, did you, sometimes I have people like come on here and like play a song at the end. I don't know if you wanted to play a song.
Oh, I
You don't
can't.
have to. You don't have to.
Roommates are home. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Um, I'll just be, I guess I'll see you guys play soon then. When
Cool.
did you say was the next show?
We're doing Battle of the Bands at the Whole Music Club, February 27th. It's Friday.
Nice.
Right on, man.
February 27th, Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope to see you around. Hey, and if you ever want to send me some music, ever want like an opinion or anything like that, I'd be more than happy to listen.
I really appreciate that. Hey, you too, bro. Because I just told you that I had your shit on repeat for 2 weeks.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
but yeah. No, I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out and talking to me. And I hope this is like the start of a cool friendship or something. So
Dude, I would love that. Yeah, I really hope to see you around soon. Yeah.
yeah, totally, man. I'll see
Uh,
you later.
Sounds great. Have a good day,
Bye.
man. Thank
You
you.
too. Thanks.